A Raiders official brought him off the field, and that's when they told him that he's been traded. And the players, they didn't even know until they got back to the locker room and they're checking their phones and they see Twitter. The A's, they might be the underdogs. They might have the smallest odds to win a World Series of any team in the playoffs right now. We know KD is a free agent next year. We know Klay Thompson is a free agent next year. This is probably the first time in that memorable 4-year run that they're on right now where we don't know what the future holds. You know, with a new season brings a new sense of optimism for every NFL fan base, and you can really sense it here. They've given the silver and black faithful a ton to cheer for in the first half. Too bad there are two halves in a football game, and we'll start with some football. The 49ers lost last week in one of the most gut-wrenching ways possible. When you win 3 championships in a 4-year span, saying a team has hit rock bottom is all relative. But despite all of that, on paper at least, this is a game that the 49ers should win.
Overrated Thanksgiving dish, the one that you can do without, but it gets a lot of steam.
Stuffing. I'd probably have to go with the turkey. That's probably the most overrated thing, I think.
I have to agree. I'm kind of a ham guy over turkey.
Ain't no dish I can go without. Yeah, I'm touching everything on Thanksgiving, especially a mom's cookie.
I can tell. It's a big guy right here.
Most people have this idea of how one makes it to the NFL. You get recruited by a big-time D1 program, you dominate at said program, and then you get drafted. But it doesn't always work out that way for every player, and that can make for one incredible journey. Raiders safety Eric Harris took the road less traveled to the NFL.
Coming out my senior year, I didn't get any looks, I didn't get any invites to any NFL camps, no mini camps.
That was after Harris starred at Division II California University of Pennsylvania. He came to Cal PA as a walk-on and left as a 2-time all-conference safety.
Number 31, Eric Harris coming down with a huge interception.
Still, he garnished no interest from any NFL teams, and with bills mounting, he began working at Utz Potato Chip Factory and UPS. He felt his lifelong dream was slipping away.
You know, I just remember going out back to my high school. There was a hill that we always ran for track in high school, and I just ran this hill until I couldn't run anymore, and I just sat there and cried, you know, and I asked God, like, why, basically, and I was just very emotional, and that was probably the lowest point.
Then Harris caught a break. After a 5-hour drive to Buffalo, New York, and an $80 fee to try out for a Canadian Football League team, he made the roster. It was far from glamorous, but Harris was focused and back on the field.
You have a vision, and you just stay focused on that vision. You don't allow anybody to tell you that you can't do something, you know, and at a certain point in time, you know, maybe your calling is something different. So you just got to realize and be real with yourself. But, you know, don't give up after the first try, second try, third try, you know. You just keep fighting and you keep putting all you have into it.
Harris has parlayed that CFL tryout into a stable NFL career. He's garnished praise from his head coach, John Gruden, and he's proving playing in the NFL is as much about mental toughness as it is about physical talent, a trait he learned at a young age.
I grew up with a single mother, 4 younger brothers. My sister was the oldest, so there's 6 of us. You know, just fighting adversity and seeing my mom go through all of that and never giving up and just always trying to provide for us when she didn't have anything to provide with.
It's all about making the best out of the hand you were dealt.
When I was 5, I had my left leg amputated. Yet I eventually became a silver medalist for Team USA.
Noah Grove, a senior at Urbana High School, is the youngest member of the United States sled ice hockey team.
When I first found out I was able to compete on the same level as everyone else, it was probably about 3-4 years ago when I really started to take it kind of seriously. I gave up my high school sport of golf for it, actually.
Noah recently returned to the four-state after representing our country in South Korea at the Para Ice Hockey World Championships. He helped the U.S. bring back a silver medal, and he scored his first career goal in the process.
For me, it was just pure joy. Everyone who hugged me after my goal, they knew it was my first goal. They said, "I've never seen you so happy in your life." You know, you were just laughing the entire time, and it was truly amazing.
At 5, Noah was diagnosed with osteosarcoma, a rare form of bone cancer that affects the cells that form our bones. Noah bravely beat that cancer, but his leg couldn't be saved.
One of the doctors had said, "It's either his leg or his life. I don't know why you're here." After that, I went through about 6 months of chemotherapy, probably the worst 6 months of my life, to be honest with you. And now I can just look back on it and say that it made me a stronger person.
When Noah got to high school, he was faced with a decision. He could either allow his disability to hold him back, Or he could grab life by the horns, well, in this case, by the stick, and enjoy everything life has to offer.
I haven't really looked at it as a disability to me. Like, it's just something that's a part of my life and something that, I have to work through just like everyone else has their struggles.
Reporting in Frederick County, I'm Jason Dumas, WHAG Sports.